You are born in a hospital that smells faintly of disinfectant and coal smoke. The first thing hanging above your mother's bed is not a family photo. It's a portrait. Large. Centered. Watching. You don't understand symbolism yet, but symbolism surrounds you before language does. Your birth certificate is filled out carefully. Name, date. And something invisible but far more important, your family classification. Your grandfather fought in a war decades ago. Your uncle once questioned a ration shortage too loudly. You inherit both things. You don't choose your place in society. It is calculated for you before your first step, before your first word. Position precedes personality. Your parents hold you quietly. Joy here is contained. Excitement is private. Public emotion is regulated because attention is unpredictable. Outside, loudspeakers mounted on metal poles begin the morning broadcast. You cannot understand the words yet, but you hear the tone. Confident, certain, unquestioned, the system introduces itself before you even recognize your own name. Your apartment block is identical to every other one. Gray walls, thin glass windows, limited heat in winter. Uniformity creates predictability. Predictability creates calm. Calm reduces questions. You grow up believing the world looks exactly like this because you have never seen anything else. At age 5, you attend your first organized gathering. You sit cross-legged with other children wearing matching scarves. You are taught songs before arithmetic, praise before inquiry. The lyrics are simple. Your nation is strong. Your enemies are cruel. Your leaders are protective. Repetition becomes rhythm. Rhythm becomes comfort. Comfort becomes belief. You do not notice control when it is constant. Control feels like gravity. School begins not with math, but with history. A very specific history. One where your country is always righteous, always threatened, always victorious. The narrative never contradicts itself. Consistency feels like truth. You copy sentences carefully into your notebook, not because you are curious, because neat handwriting earns praise. Praise equals safety. At the front of the classroom is another portrait. It is cleaned daily. Dust suggests neglect. Neglect suggests disloyalty. You learn quickly that small details carry large consequences. One afternoon, a classmate whispers a quiet joke about a slogan. You don't fully understand it, but you sense risk in his tone. You report it. You tell yourself it's the responsible thing to do. The classmate is gone for several days. When he returns, he is quieter, more careful. You feel two emotions at once, power and fear, because you realize something subtle. The system does not only control from above, it operates through you. You begin filtering your own thoughts. Certain questions try to form. Why does electricity fail so often? Why do food rations shrink some months? Why are foreign countries always described as collapsing? The questions appear. Then you push them away. Curiosity becomes dangerous. When it lingers, there is no open internet, no outside books, no independent media. Your reality is curated, and curated reality feels complete until doubt slips in. You are 14 when you hear a rumor. It arrives quietly. A cousin whispers about lights in another country that never turn off, about grocery stores with endless shelves, about phones that connect to the entire planet. It sounds exaggerated, but the rumor does not disappear. It multiplies in silence. At home, your father lowers his voice when speaking about shortages. He glances toward the door even though it is closed. You learn something important that night. Privacy is theoretical. Observation is assumed. The safest assumption is that someone could always be listening. You attend mass events where tens of thousands move in perfect synchronization. From above, it looks beautiful, disciplined, powerful. Up close, you notice exhaustion, but exhaustion is masked by choreography. Uniform smiles, identical gestures, precision replaces individuality. Individuality introduces unpredictability. Unpredictability is risky. At night, you lie awake replaying the slogans from childhood. For the first time, they feel rehearsed. Not true, just repeated. The difference is small, but once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Doubt is quiet, but it grows in silence. At 18, your future narrows. You do not apply for opportunity. You are assigned. University is limited. Military service is common. Factory work is frequent. Placement is influenced by your family's classification. Your bloodline still speaks louder than your ambition. You work long hours under fluorescent lights. Quotas are strict. Performance is collective. Collective responsibility creates collective pressure. You regulate your facial expressions carefully. Too enthusiastic looks artificial. Too neutral looks cold. Too tired looks ungrateful. You master balance. Invisibility becomes a skill. One morning, a coworker does not arrive. No explanation. No announcement. Production continues. No one asks, because asking is exposure. Exposure invites attention. Attention is unpredictable. And unpredictability is unsafe. Loyalty meetings become more frequent. You are encouraged to confess minor ideological weaknesses. Self-criticism demonstrates devotion. You invent small flaws. Safe flaws. Because compliance is protection every corner. It has culture. And culture enforces obedience quietly. By your mid-20s, you understand the structure. It is layered. Family classification. Neighborhood watch groups. Workplace oversight. Restricted information. Public ritual. Private caution. No single wall imprisons you. All of them together do. You realize something unsettling. You cannot measure the limits of your own perception. If information is filtered from birth, how would you recognize what is missing? The most effective control is invisible. It shapes what you consider possible. Sometimes you imagine leaving, crossing a border at night, running, starting somewhere anonymous. But escape is not only physical. You would carry habits with you. Lowered voice, guarded expression, automatic praise when authority is mentioned. Control has shaped your reflexes. It lives inside you now. From the inside, your life appears rigid. From the inside, it feels structured, predictable routines, defined expectations, clear roles. Stability can resemble safety, even when it limits you. One evening, static crackles through a small radio. For a few seconds, a foreign broadcast slips through. Different language, different tone, no slogans. Just information. The signal fades quickly, but it leaves something behind. Possibility. You do not act on it. You cannot, but you now understand that your world is not the only version of reality. That realization changes nothing. You still attend meetings, still repeat phrases, still perform loyalty. Survival requires performance. Performance becomes habit. Habit becomes identity. Control does not always feel like chains. Sometimes it feels like certainty. And certainty is far harder to question.